Hello everyone, this is Dr. Athota Rathan Babu, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Aeronautical Engineering, and I'm dealing with the course Object-Oriented Programming. And today's topic is about classes and objects. So basically, in object-oriented approach, so what is a class and what is an object? So we will see in detail. So coming to the course outcomes, so CO1. So to interpret the features of object-oriented programming languages and comparison and evaluation of programming languages. So basically here in the CO1, the high-level programming language and low-level programming language. So comparison is done, and let's say the OOP has Java and Python as an high-level programming language. So the low-level programming language like COBOL and Pascal, let's say the MATLAB. So these things are compared, and what are the features inbuilt, like extra features that are available in OOP approached programs. So we'll see in detail, and then we will see and model the real world scenarios using class diagrams, and how the communication is exhibited between these objects we'll see in detail. So the first thing is about the class. So basically if we see by definition, so class is a blueprint or a template creating the objects. So here class is a word which describes the general entity. So where for example, if we take a fruit, okay, so fruit as a generic word or generic term, so we say it is a class. So under this, so we have a, let's say, apple, okay, so apple is a object. So and next we have let's say mango, and next let's say we have watermelon, okay. So these are the different objects. So here you can see that under the class, so there are different objects or the collection of objects. So where we will see the basic features of the class with its objects, and object has its attributes. So here if we see the difference between, let's say, object, so this is object, let's say object 1, and this one is object 2, and let's say this is object 3, okay. So here object 1, object 2, object 3, so basically they are getting distinguished. So here if you see the features of apple, so you take let's say for a fruit, so the features are like let's say color, and let's say taste, and let's say shape, okay. So these are the attributes or the features, let's say. So if you take the color, taste, shape, so these three objects, object 1, object 2, object 3, so basically they are getting differed with these three features. So for example, if you take apple, so which is an object 1, so the color, let's say taste, and let's say shape, and let us take the object 2, which is mango, so where we have color, and let's say taste, and let's say shape, and let's say another object we have, let's say watermelon. So here you can take color, taste, and shape. So here you can take this as your object 1, obj1, and this one as obj2, and let's say this one as obj3. So object 1, object 2, object 3. So here for these objects, let's say the attributes or the parameters are color and taste and let's say shape. So if we compare between object 1 and object 2, which is between apple and mango, so where you can see that the color is basically the different, and you can see the taste is different, and the size will be different. Okay, size or shape, basically it is shape, the shape will be different. So when you take object 2 and 3, so here when you compare with mango with watermelon, so basically the attributes color, taste, and shape, so these two are different with each other, object 2 and object 3. Now when you compare with object 1 and 3, so what happens is like apple and watermelon, so color and taste and basically shape are different. Now, so when you are creating the objects under a class, so we will differentiate the objects based on the attributes, basically attributes or features, what we say, or its parameters. So it's very important to differentiate the objects, so based on its parameter values and what are the features. Now, so as we have seen, let's say another example we have for a class. Let us take a car. Okay, so we have car as an example. So here, when you say car, so what happens is like in the car you have multiple brands. Okay, so if you take car, so here in the program, so basically in the class, this is the class and this is the name of the program or name of the class. Okay, so name of the program or name of the class. Now, so here this car has, let's say, we the attributes like you have the brand and the model and the year. So based on this, the objects are differed. So basically, so let us take Maruti. So this is one brand. Let's say Tata. So this is another brand. So let's say Hyundai. So this is another brand. So let's say you have brand 1, brand 2, brand 3. So the meaning is object 1, object 2, object 3. So for this, so we have the features. So basically the brand and the model and year. So for if we are taking, so let's say Maruti as the object 1. So for this, so we are taking the brand and the model and the year. Okay, so if you take a particular object, so the even inside Maruti there are different brands. Let's say you have the K10 and Celerio is there, and you have Swift is there, you have Desire. So basically you have different brands. So we have to mention the brand and let's say model. Okay, sorry, the brand is coming as Maruti, so the model is coming as this one, then year is coming as your manufactured year, let's say 2023. So here basically if you are to define the different objects, so these are the key entities. Okay, now you can see that in class, so basically it has data members and the behavior methods and object. So basically here if in the class you will have the data values, let's say data types, let's say you have integer, string, float, boolean. So you have different cause of different data types will be available, and then so how the operations are happening basically as we have seen. So we have operands and you have operators. Basically the operators are like arithmetic operators. Next you have assignment operators and other conditional operators. So you have these kinds of operators, and operands are nothing but your variables. Variables are, you can say it as your data type. So let's say A, B, C. So basically these are your operands, and operators are basically plus and let's say minus and multiplication and let's say division and modulus. So these are your operators. So in the class you have this both combination of your operands and operators, where it when you combine these two you will have methods. So this is an example. So apart from this, you may have the printing statements or display or any other operations. So basically you will have set of variables or the attributes and its operations. Okay, and therefore in a class, so you will have the objects, and in the objects, so you have your attributes and the methods also. So here if you see a sample program, so this is the class, and car is nothing but your name of the program or the name of the class. So here you can see that class and car. So class is the, like, let's say it's a class, and car is nothing but name of the program. So here you can see def, so underscore underscore in underscore underscore. So here this is the Python program. The meaning here it is defining a constructor. Okay, and here basically self and brand, model, year. So basically self is nothing but, so in a given program you have multiple constructors. So whatever the attributes that we have, let's say self comma this brand attributes are, let's say brand, model and year. So self dot brand is equal to brand. So this attribute or the variable brand is corresponding to this sort of constructor, and under this constructor whatever methods are present, so this value of brand or this variable will be supplied to that one. Okay, so that's why we are writing self dot brand is equal to brand, self dot model is equal to model, self dot year is equal to year. Okay, so that is the main motto of writing self dot brand, self model is equal to model, self dot year is equal to year. Okay, so here we have defined the class and the name of the class, and we have defined the constructor. So constructor is basically passes the attributes, and here you can see the attributes brand and model and year to the methods. So here you can see def, so display underscore info self. So this constructor is passing these variables using this command, which is self. So whatever the attributes that is present, let's say brand and self dot model and year. So here you can see the method. So basically this is the set of constructor. So this is constructor, and this one is basically method. Okay, so this is your constructor and this is your method. So basically in the method, so we need to display the particular parameters. Let's say here print car, so car brand name, and let's say model name and the year name. So okay, so in this program basically we have defined the class and the name of the class, and then we have created a constructor. After creating the constructor, then we have created its attributes using self dot brand is equal to brand, self dot model is equal to model, self dot year is equal to year. Then so we are creating a method. So here def display info. So the name of the method is display info. So here we are in that method. So we are printing the car name and the brand and then manufacturing year. Okay, so this is the basic info. Now if you see the object, so basically as we have seen, an object is an instance of class. So it has specific values assigned to the class attributes. As I told you, so we have taken example of car. Okay, so car is a general term, actually general entity. So it's a general term or general entity. Now in that as we have seen, for example, so Toyota is there. Okay, so Toyota is basically a brand. Okay, and next we have so its variation. So basically we have seen here in the previous slide. So brand, model and year. So now here you can see this is the brand Toyota, and here you can see this is the model and this is the year. So these are the attributes. So now you can see that car 1. So basically here if you take car as a class, so here you have car 1 and here you have car 2. Okay, so car 1 and car 2. In the car 1, so you have model and the brand. So brand. So we have brand, model and year. So here even in car 2 also we have brand, model and year. Okay, so basically we have brand, model and year. So these are the attributes of object. So basically car 1 is object 1 and car 2 is object 2. So when we are actually, so this capital CAR, so this one is the name of the class. So this is also name of the class. So here you can see we are passing the attributes. So here the total number of attributes that we have is 3. So Toyota is one attribute and Camry is one other attribute and 2022 is another attribute. So we are passing with using constructor these attributes are the values. Okay, so here basically car 1 is an object 1. Okay, objects created for class, and car 2 is another object. So where you can see Honda and Civic and year. Okay, so you can see that to display the output, so car 1 dot display info. So we are, so car 1 is nothing but name of the object 1. So dot, so we are calling a particular entity. So display info, so we are calling that method. So we are calling that method display underscore info. So we are sending these attributes. So basically Toyota and Camry 202, 2022. So to the method display info. So where it will give you the output Toyota and Camry year. Okay. Similarly, so car 2 dot display info. So you have, let's say, car which is Honda's. Next you have brand Civic and you have year 2021. Okay, so if we see the combination of class, so basically, so here if you see, so this thing we have defined the class, and this thing, so we have defined the object creation. So we have defined the object creation. Now here you can see if we merge this program, so you can see the class and this is your name of the program or the name of the class. So this is by default, and here you can see that we are defining the constructor. So def underscore underscore init underscore underscore, so self comma brand comma model comma year. So here the brand is nothing but, so attribute 1, let's say A1, and this is attribute 2 A2 and attribute 3 A3. Okay, so if we say self dot brand is equal to brand, so this parameter is basically belonging to this set of constructor. So in a class you can define multiple constructors, so where you can use it for various methods also. So where we are using only one method here, so def defining this method which is display underscore info self. So here using this keyword self, so it will pass the attributes to this constructor. So where you have this brand, we have model, we have year. Okay, so here you can see self dot brand is equal to brand. Okay, so self dot brand is equal to brand is one thing, and self dot model is equal to model is the other thing. Self dot year is equal to year is the other thing. So here this is your attribute 1, this is attribute 2, this is your attribute 3 of this variable. Okay, so sorry, of this constructor. Okay, so now we are using these variables or attributes to get passed using this constructor to the method. So you have def display underscore info self. So this is the display underscore info is the name of the method. So basically it's the name of the method, and you have self. So this key parameter will identify and pass the values. So the brand, and will pass the model, and will pass the year actually. Okay. So here you can see that the method that we use here is printing. So print. So this car. So self dot brand. Okay. So this is the car name. Self dot model. So this is the name of the model. And year, self dot year. This is the year actually. Okay. So here you can see car 1 is basically car Toyota Camry and 2022. So next car 2, which is car Honda Civic 2021. So we are creating the objects. So the objects names are car 1 and car 2. Okay. And the attributes or the variables that we are passing are Toyota Camry 2022 for object 1. And here you can see for object 2, which is car 2. So here the key thing is name of the class. So with the name of the class, so we are sending to the constructor. Okay. And so you can see in the constructor we have 3 attributes. So here also we have 3 attributes. So these are the input values for class for object 1, and these are the input values for object 2 creation. So when we have created that, so we have 2 outputs. So car1 dot display. So why? Because we have a method for displaying. So when you use this car1 dot display info, so whatever the attributes that you are passing, so car as Toyota and the model as Camry and the year as 2022 will be printed. And similarly, here you can see car as Honda and the model brand, which is model as Civic, and year as 2021. Okay. So this is the basic program which is involved to define your class and object. Now, even whatever the objects are there, so if you have a class, so you have, let's say, objects. Example, you can take a car. So in that car, we have taken a brand which is Toyota. So this Toyota is basically a brand. Now, this one also we can make it as a class. Okay. So this is a super class and this is a subclass, and we can make another subclass. So where you have Toyota has different versions. Okay. So similarly, you take Honda. So you have Honda City and Honda Jazz. So you have different variations in the Honda. So basically, a class can be divided into subclasses, and these subclasses can inherit the properties of the superclass and subclass also. So these phenomena of inheritance using the using the subclass from the superclass, or we call it as a parent class and child class. So these aspects we will see in the next class. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.